Hey there, welcome to another video of me lying on the bed talking nonsense. Got another competition entry that I'm doing now. It's for my buddy Genome Presents. I think it's Genome Presents. It's Genome something or other. I think it's for Genome Presents. He's got a pretty cool channel. He's got just over 100 now, but this was his push to 100 contest. So obviously it's done its job. So let's push him up to 150 and 200 because he's cool. He does a lot of stuff where he's like plays his Hearthstone game on there, which isn't really what I'm into, but occasionally, well, you know, he puts up enough comic videos as well, and of course he's got competitions and stuff. But yeah, so this competition, I think you can win. I can't remember what the prizes were now. What was the prizes for this competition? It doesn't matter. There was quite cool prizes, and also it's a good competition in a way because rather than being a draw, he's going to let people vote on people's videos. So, you know, vote for me, guys. Vote for me so I can win whatever the prize is. Oh, go on, please vote for me. I'll be your best friend. Right. So first off, he wants to know your favourite cover art. But I'm always really crap at deciding my favourites of anything. I just cannot decide favourites. I am useless at doing so. So the artists I like Carlos Esquera, who died this year, unfortunately, Judge Dredd guy, and also Strontium Dog from the old 2000 AD British comic. He's one of my favourite artists, I think. I always said he was possibly my favourite artist. I just like something about the grittiness of his artwork, and it has humour in it as well. And I don't know, for some reason, it always reminds me of Clint Eastwood, his artwork. I don't know why. Or who was that other granite jawed American actor, like the man who Coburn, like Coburn. A lot of his characters like Coburn. What was his first name? I can't remember what his first name was. Something Coburn. Anyway, other artists I like, more of them from 2000 AD. Kevin O'Neill. I love this stuff on martial law. I love this stuff on Tokomada for 2000 AD. I like Brian Boland. He does, you know, basically anything Brian Boland does. Like when he used to do Judge Anderson in Judge Dredd. Of course, she had a sweet bum. I've got to say that much for her. Even though she was just drawn. And also lots of his covers that he does for DC. You know, you always can appreciate a Brian Boland cover. But, you know, I couldn't pick one up individually. But he says it hasn't got to be comics anyway. It can be comic book, magazine, box cover. Anyway, other artists I like Beasley, Simon Beasley. That's it, Simon Beasley. He does some awesome art. You see a lot of cool covers from him. Lots of buxom ladies. Steve Dillon. Was it this year that he died, or was it last year? But he died recently as well. I always liked his art as well. It was very clean. You know, you could see everything nice, and you know, I don't know. I just liked his art. You know, his characters. You know, it wasn't. Some people do art, and it's hard to make stuff out. They put too much shadow or whatever, or they just make it too blinking weird. But his art was always, you know, just really easy to look at. Anyway, but I decided to go with something different. I've decided to go with something off of a record. So I'm just going to show you this little video that I did earlier in the year.
This is the first heavy metal album. This is what started my journey into headbanging and leather and studs and patches and bullet belts and the like. Yeah, Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast. I remember. I don't know when it was exactly, but let me think. I must have been about 15. So what would that be? That would be, I don't know, 84. How old am I? Yeah, I think that'd be about 84, maybe. Maybe a little bit later than that, actually. I'm sure I was still at school anyway. I was thinking I was about 15, or it might have been a bit older. It might have been 16 or 17. I'm not too sure. But I was going through my record, well, not my record collection, but I was going through the house records, like some of my mum's records and what have you. At that time, I was listening to all sorts. I would listen to, like, now that's what I call music #1. I remember buying that. I remember having that in my collection. But it must have been around about a little bit well after that I've discovered heavy metal, because yeah, from then on I didn't buy any of that, so the kind of thing, I just bought this kind of thing instead. So yeah, I remember buying stuff like the Communards and Eurasia and whatever pop stuff was in the charts. I had a reggae bloody best of kind of album, just listened to what my rest of my family listened to, really. Anyway, I was going through all the records that were in the house, and this was in there, and I was like, where the hell did this come from? I didn't know my big brother Grant, he'd bought this. Apparently he liked it, but he never actually mentioned it to me, or I never heard him play it ever or anything like that. And I certainly enjoy heavy metal more than he does. But apparently he bought this back in the day. I think he might have bought it because Steve Harris was a West Ham fan, and he had like Up the Irons on the back of the cover, or somewhere on the cover in the thanks list or something. And of course we're both from East London, both from Leytonstone actually, where, you know, Steve Harris was born and grew up in Leytonstone, didn't he? Apparently, I never saw him, but he's a bit older than me, so that doesn't make. He probably moved out. He probably made his millions and moved out by the time I was into Iron Maiden. I'm pretty sure he was, because yeah. Anyway, so I saw this one in the collection. And I was like, what the hell? I mean, how can you not look at that cover and just think, what is going on here? This is just crazy. It's like the devil, and he's got a puppet, and above him there's another, demon-looking thing who's controlling him. So it's like he thinks he's controlling him, but he's actually being controlled by him, who also looks like him. It was like, what the hell's going on with this?
Okay, so that was the cover to Iron Maiden's third album, The Number of the Beast. I think it was, I can't remember what year it was. Was it 86 that album came out? I'm not too sure. 84, 82, I don't bloody know. But it's by an artist called Derek Riggs. So that was my top cover, I reckon, my favourite cover. That was the cover that I saw that led to me having a life of, listening to heavy metal. Heavy metal. And yeah, I can't remember. I don't think there was a cover that made me pick up my first comic book. I don't think so anyway, but yeah, that definitely worked for me when it comes to heavy metal anyway. Well, the next part of the question is quite a long, old, convoluted question, this one, and for people like me who are crappy at deciding things, it's James Coburn. That was the name of that star I was trying to look at. I was trying to remember that always reminded me of Carlos Oscara's art, James Coburn. And anyway, so the second part is favourite one-shot comic book. And I'm like, I can barely remember what comics were one shots and what comics were, stories. I just like, I was looking through DC Wiki to try and think of, a one shot. What was a one shot? What was a mini series? It's like, well, I've got to find a one shot. I couldn't really think of one, but I decided to go with this one. Yes, this is Halloween with the Demon and Lobo. Of course, I've always loved my Demon, and Lobo can be quite fun as well. But mainly for the Demon. They're having a big punch up with each other, which they did every time they met, basically. Starting back in, I think, Demon Volume 2. Was it Demon Volume? No, Demon Volume 3. They used to have quite a few punch ups, so they were always a good laugh. And this one, basically they're trying to destroy the Earth. They raise up a monster or some kind of prophecy. And then they end up having to fight it and end up saving the Earth when they was intending to destroy the Earth. But anyway, it was all a bit of silliness, but good old Demon and Lobo fun. Alright, so that was my favourite one-shot. That's what I'm going with anyway. It was Lobo and Demon Halloween. Halloween is a heavy metal band as well, actually. It's interesting. That's a coincidence. Yeah, it was the first band I saw, actually, when I went to see Monsters of Rock in 1988 when Iron Maiden were headlining. And Halloween were the first band on the bill. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, next question. Favourite piece of geek memorabilia? This can be a toy, a pop, a figurine, a poster, etc. Okay, so I'm like, I don't really collect an awful lot of stuff. And then I had a thought. I actually picked up something I've been after for a long, long time. Really wanted to have for a long, long time, and I picked it up just earlier on this month. So here it is.
Hold on to your sanity, people. Let me get it out of this other plastic bag. Hold on to your sanity. Prepare for it to be blasted by by the cosmic terror of Cthulhu! It's Cthulhu! Cthulhu Fatagan! Oh, come on, little cuddly Cthulhu. Look at his little tentacles. Oh, look, he's got 5 little tentacles under his chin. Oh, look at him. Look at little cuddly Cthulhu. I've got a headache after all that shouting. Hello, I'm Cthulhu. I live beneath the sea. Why not come and visit me in my sunken city, Ali? Yeah. Look at him. Look at the little Cthulhu. He's not even as big as my head, look. Ooh, he's so tiny. I can tickle his little tum-tum. Look, his wings. Look, he's got his wings. You'd think that they wouldn't be able to support his weight, but, this is a cosmic being. He probably changes his density or something. He probably changes his density to 0 and then he can flap his wings and fly along in the ether. I mean, the rules that govern us mortal human beings do not govern Cthulhu. Cthulhu is coming. The stars are almost right.
Yes, so that was my Cthulhu plushie that I picked up, I think it's earlier this month. I've always liked the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and I've even got my Cthulhu jumper on now. Look, I've got my Cthulhu Christmas jumper on that my gorgeous lady bought for me. Here we go. Cthulhu! And I just did my podcast. I do a heavy metal podcast, and every year, the first Sunday after Christmas, it's Cthulhu Mass, where I do a theme show completely about the Lovecraft mythos. And actually, there's a London Lovecraft Week coming up, a festival, where there's like a festival of Lovecraft-inspired plays and that. And I'm probably going to go to at least 2 of them. Last year, I only managed to go to the one. Then there was one earlier in the year. I went to see Pickman's Model a couple of months back, actually. It might have even been the beginning of December or the end of November. And so I'm going to try and go to like maybe 4 days on this show. Anyway, see how it goes, see how many years and all that kind of thing. Anyway, yeah, that was my Cthulhu plushie. Wasn't he cute? Wasn't he cute? I could just tickle his little toes. I sleep with him. He lives in my bed. Not when I'm around my girlfriends, but at home. I have him on the bed on the pillow next to me. And sometimes I give him a cuddle in the night. He's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. Anyway, next up, change the subject completely. The comic book or regular book that was emotionally moving for you. There can only be one. There can only be one. Countdown to Infinite Crisis, where they killed Ted Cord, the Blue Beetle. Now, when I was a kid, I collected comics, but I didn't actually. I collected more UK comics, British comics, like the humour comics, really, than I did the the funnies, than I did the superhero comics. I like superhero comics. I'll pick them up, but not regularly at all. I never picked them up regularly. I never thought to pick them up regularly. I have no idea why, until I had a comic shop open up in my part of town. And one of the first books that I bought from the very beginning, I think I saw him at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think, and because he came in from the Charlton world at that time. I didn't know anything about that at the time, but he came in from the Charlton universe at that point. And when his title came out, it was the first one that I got from #1, I think. And at that time, I'd only ever been in the shops, and all the books that I'd seen and bought, like Flash, Batman, Green Lantern, they was always in the shops. And I didn't know that comics got cancelled. And so I'm reading Blue Beetle, loving Blue Beetle, and then suddenly he got cancelled. And like the 24th, and I was like, what? Cancelled? What? What's going on? What are you cancelling my comic for? And I was like, oh, that's really annoying. Then I got really annoyed when he went over to JLA, because I thought they turned him into a joke. And like they weren't taking him seriously at all, and he was just like, he was the butt of all the jokes, and he was just a joker and a fool, really. I mean, he had a sense of humour, and he was funny in his own comic, but like he was more in the Spider-Man kind of way, where he'd crack a joke and not be so po-faced as Batman, for example, but still be an effective crime fighter. But anyway, so that annoyed the heck out of me. Then I saw this. I don't know why I didn't suss the cover out a little bit better, actually. Batman is literally holding Blue Beetle in his arms, but I didn't even think about that. I didn't even look at that. I didn't even realise that. And so I'm reading this comic. Oh yeah, Blue Beetle's kicking ass. Blue Beetle's getting things done. Blue Beetle's being taken seriously again. He's having a good comic here. I can't wait to see how this all works out. And as I was getting towards the end, he's got no friends and no one would assist him in this thing, and he's outnumbered and outgunned. And I thought, oh, and just a couple of pages for the end, I thought, hold on a second. Like it twigged the front cover. So I turned to the front cover and I'm like, no! They're going to kill Blue Beetle! And I was like, no, it can't be. And I looked, and I was like, literally, I'm a bit of a sissy anyway. Not actually, so sissy's not a right way to say. But I mean, I'm not a tough guy. I may look like a hulking monster or something with my, my heavy metal in my beard, whatever, long hair. But I'm soft as crap. I am. And like I was like, my throat was choking out, and I was like, literally, I was like, the old lip was quivering. You know what I mean? I was really bummed out by that comic. It really did my head in. And years later, when I was doing my heavy metal podcast, every now and again I do a theme show, and so I did a theme show about superheroes. And I was talking about that comic, and I started choking up while I was trying to do the show. If you ever listen to that show, if you're into heavy metal, check out one of my old superhero. I think my first superhero themed show. I started talking about Blue Beetle, and I sort of finessed it, saying I was pretending to be crying, but I wasn't. I was like, I was literally getting choked up about it. But anyway, and it dawned on me that we're going to kill the Blue Beetle, and I've got to admit, even now it touches me.
Made me cry, man. Made me cry. They killed the blue beetle. The bastards. Anyway, you got to decide that was just good acting. I really am crying there. It's sad. Right, yeah.
Okay, next up, you've got to shout out a smaller YouTube channel. And yeah, I was going to shout out my mate Fiversrevenge, because I always remember his channel, because he always comments on my channel, so it makes it easy to remember. And like, it only says to do one, so that's the first one that popped in my head. Oh, I could have done D-Runk Comics, I suppose, because they're always cool guys as well. And I kind of quite often shout out Comics is Life, but yeah, I'm just going to shout out Fiversrevenge, because yeah, he's cool. He does like, he's got different tastes to me, I'd say. He likes his fantasy style books, but I like to see the covers because I don't click them. They're kind of more new to me, so I see a bunch of Conan, I see a bunch of Warlord. He has quite a taste for scantily clad warrior women as well, I say. Red Sonja, she's always pleasing on the eye, and there's this other one that he's been showing off a lot. I can't remember what her name is now. Oh god, no, Vajra Dias or something. Vajra Dribbly Bob, I don't know, but she's like, what the hell are you going to battle in that? But it's like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Anyway, you check out his channel, he's a cool chap. Right, anyway. Lastly, it's what's your biggest comic book investment letdown? And I have never been an investor, I have never been I can't remember the word now. What's the word? Oh god, investor, and there's the other one where you speculator. I've never been a speculator in comic books. I do remember the one time in my old comic shop back in the 90s, I suppose it must have been, and a bloke said, my comic bloke said, oh, this is going to be really hot, this is #1, this is like really, like it's gonna be really big in the future. And I went, oh really? Oh I'll take 2 then. So yes, and it's the comic book that everybody in the world has at least 2 of now. A lot of people have got them like sort of stacked up in their toilet because it's cheaper than toilet paper. And that book is, of course, X-Force 1. Yes, what a pile of dung. So that's it. That's my video, my entry for Genome's competition. So it's so late in the day. This is literally like 7:45 on New Year's Eve. I don't go out on New Year's Eve. We stay indoors and have a couple of drinkies. So here's one drinky here. So I've got a cider in one hand and a red wine in the other hand. You know, they say that you shouldn't mix grape and grain, but you know, it is New Year's Eve. So I cheers myself. Cheers to the comic community out there. Cheers. Cheeky vintage. Like I'd know. But yeah, so cheers to everyone. Cheers to good luck to Gino in growing your channel. And thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to vote for me. If it comes to a vote, you know, vote for me. Vote for me, look. Look, how can you resist this smile? The twinkle in my eye. Yes. Yeah, that was it. That was the whole competition. I don't think I left anything out. So yeah, good luck with Gino and your channel. Good luck to everyone's channel. You know, be good to each other and all that kind of thing. And cheers for watching and goodbye and Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. For old acquaintance be forgot and nobody knows the words to this song. Bye.